ask you, man, like we were kind of talking about like, like playing live and stuff a little bit ago. Like I thought it was pretty cool. Like the show that you did with us, like how you had like the TV screens.
Yeah, the TV screens. Yeah,
that was awesome, man. Yeah. I've always liked the idea of doing that, like doing stuff like that. Having like cool imagery like on stage too. Like I've always kind of been like influenced by that pretty heavily. Like that's why I bought that big like projector screen, because I want to have like when we start getting back out and doing like more like shows where we're playing longer. Like some of the stuff that we're working on right now, I mean, it's probably not going to be like really that long of like sets, but once we start booking like some bigger shows and stuff, like I actually want to bust out that projector screen and have that behind us. And like playing like themed videos like for each song. Mm-hmm. So like we would have like a set list of songs that we play. And like I've already made like a lot of the videos for it actually. Like for example, like Kill for the Thrill is basically like random like 80s and 90s action movie clips, like RoboCop, like and stuff. You know what I mean? It's just cool shit like that. Like and Electric Horseman's like old footage of like like horses and stuff. Like it's pretty cool, man. Cool way I got it all put together.
Yeah, I love stuff like that. That's why I did like the little video things, stuff like this, because I was trying to do something that, while being some work, would be not too much work for me to kind of do something to give some kind of thing that would just separate me from other bands. Yeah, try to give it a little bit of a punch.
And I think people resonate with that too. Like when you do things like that, like I think people kind of appreciate it, because I mean, anytime I've done a show like where we actually had like stuff on stage, like the banner and the lights and fog and stuff, like I always have at least like one guy come up to me. Like it's usually just one guy. It's usually not multiple people. Just the one guy that like noticed and like appreciated it. Like he'll come up to me and say like, "Hey man, like I know you're doing the best you can with what you got to work with." And he's like, "I really appreciate that you're doing that." And I'm just like, at least this guy gets it. You know? Like if one person gets it per show, I'll keep doing it.
Exactly. That's the way to do it, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, live shows, it's like stage presence is everything. And at that point for me,
presence and perception.
Yeah. Yeah. It's, we were booking it at that time to even be able to play that show at all. Mm-hmm. And so since it was pretty much, we focused more on getting our songs down than actually like stage presence itself. It was kind of a way to... Well, that was your
first show though. So, yeah. It was so you want to make sure that the meat and potatoes are there first.
Yeah. It was a way to compensate a little bit for that lack of being able to be as engaging as just people ourselves. And it was to give just a little bit of an extra something.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like you always want to make sure that... like your sound is priority number one, Like, if you don't have a good sound and you aren't tight as a band, then I mean all the flash and flare is pretty much for nothing. Yeah. Like you have to make sure that the meat and potatoes are there more than anything.
That was what reminded me of one of my favorite little compliments that I got from there is there's this guy that was a friend of Kelsey, the guitarist, and he is not really a big like rock or even metal guy. Yeah. He's more of like an indie kind of soft light rock at most kind of guy.
Emerson, Lake and Palmer kind of guy.
Yeah. and he's and when the show's over and stuff is like that, he's like, this wasn't my kind of cup of tea, but I will give you guys one thing. You guys are very tight.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that is fantastic. I'm so glad. If I was going to get any compliment, that's the one that I want.
Yeah, man. For you guys, for that being like your first show ever, you guys sounded good, man. That was good.
Yeah, we pulled off some crazy stuff because it's like we played Sons of War actually itself. We played probably like 10 to 20 beats per minute faster than it should have been.
Oh, yeah.
And then we also skipped a whole verse in our first song that we played.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't notice that.
That's because we were so tight and we knew what we were doing that once it got skipped, we just rolled with it. Nobody ever was like... What did it was that Charles said a different lyric than what actually, because it's like how it's structured is it's a verse and then there's like a little bridge connector that connects to the next verse, and then there's a different one that connects to the chorus.
I see,
because it goes it's two verses into a chorus, and I said one and he said the other, and then that just triggered my head to go into the chorus.
Oh, dude, I've had that happen to me before too, man. Like you hear like a wrong word or something, and like you think you're on the second verse, but you're actually on the first verse.
Yeah. Because I was my head was just going through. It was pretty much playing a tape, And like all my focus was just going on trying to like engage the crowd while I'm playing the song.
Yeah.
And then when I heard that other lyric that shouldn't have been there, it just swapped me to another part of the tape. And luckily everybody followed suit and it was nobody noticed.
That, you know, that's kind of the beauty about playing original songs.
Yeah.
Is like, you know, if people haven't really heard it before, you can go up there and you can make mistakes and it doesn't really matter, you know?
Yeah.
Like, even if people have heard the songs, you know what I mean? Like, generally, like, when you're playing live, a lot of it is, like, it's so loud in there, it's, like, almost white noise, you know what I mean? So people are just kind of in the moment, like, they're drinking their beers and stuff, and, you know, a lot of times, like, unless you botch the song real bad, nobody really even notices.
Yeah.
You know, you can just kind of roll with it.
Yeah, exactly. Because I definitely have a rule that I go by where it's like, no matter what, we do not stop.
No, you never want to stop like mid song and be like, all right, we need to restart this, because then that just makes you look like a bum.
Yeah,
know?
exactly.
Like, you don't ever want to do that.
Yeah, I think the only people that can get away with that are Metallica.
There was, dude, I'll tell you what, like there was one show that we played like with a drummer that we had for literally one show. I don't want to say his name because I'm not looking to like, you know, shit talk anybody or anything, but it's like, he literally played one show and like we played through the rehearsals and stuff in the basement, but like when we got up on stage, like I guess he had stage fright or something, and it was at the Thompson house. Like, and I remember he just like completely like lost everything that he was doing and played like every song like at a super fast tempo. And I'm like trying to play along to this, and I'm just like, I'm up there thinking like, I wish somebody would shoot me, like, because it's like you can't like, what can you do? You know what I mean? Like you can't just like stop and just like walk off the stage and be like, yeah, well, we're done. You know, I mean, I guess you could do that, but like, it makes you look like a doofus, you know?
Yeah.
So I was just like, well, I guess we're playing all these songs at super fast tempos.
Yeah.
You know, I'll try to sing them if I can, you know? It's just, but that was like the one show that I remember ever playing, like where I was just like, after I walked off stage, I was like, I don't even know if I'm going to do this or not anymore. You know, like I was almost just kind of done with it, but you know, luckily things worked out, you know, like it's getting a new lineup and stuff together, but yeah, that was pretty heartbreaking. Yeah. Because there was actually a good crowd there the night there too. So I was just like, oh my God, you know, like the one time that we sound horrible, like it's a packed house. Yeah. Like this couldn't happen if there was like 3 people in the crowd. Like, I mean, because we've played shows before, like where there was like 3 people in the crowd and like we fucking crushed it. Yeah. Like burned the house down, you know what I mean? So it's, I don't know. That's always how it happens though, you know? Yeah. Yeah. I remember when that happened because I didn't get to go to that show. I watched the one that you guys did after that, and I had no idea any of that drama went down. Yeah. And that was when you got Eddie to play the drums for you because he wasn't currently in Shocker yet at that time. He was doing this other thing, and he filled for you real quick. Yeah. That was let me see. I want to say that was like the instance I was talking about was like before that. So we ended up getting a. Well, I think that it was after because I was talking with you guys after that, and you had to really quickly get a new drummer because you got hosed, and then you guys were telling me about how he did that to you and everything. Or was this a different drummer? There was actually it was actually a different guy. Like I think like that. What happened before that was like the one guy did the one show, and then basically like we talked, and I was like, yeah, this ain't gonna work out, you know. And then we ended up getting another guy who played 3 shows for us. Like we did 3 shows with him, and the 4th one that we were supposed to do, it was actually at the Thompson house. He basically flaked on us and just like he was like, that's the one I'm thinking of. Okay. Yeah, so like the night of the show, like basically he flaked. He's like, yeah, I'm not coming. So I was just like, well, great, what are we gonna do now? So basically that was when like I kind of got Eddie back in the band. Yeah. It's like I just kind of talked to him. I was like, hey man, would you be able to fill in and do like, you know, just like 4 or 5 songs so we don't have to cancel? And he was just like, yeah, man, you know. So we did that, and after you know, playing together, like we kind of like reconnected and was just like, hey man, we should, you know, you should get back with Shocker. And he was just like, yeah, you know. So that's kind of how that all worked out. Exactly. So it all worked out for the best. That guy flaking out was oh yeah, man, everything came full circle, you know. So yeah, so the fact that guy flaked on us was a blessing in disguise, pretty much. Exactly. Yeah. So I guess you got
bassist now, and I'm guessing. So I know that you've always tried to do like a 2-guitar thing. Are you still going to stick as a 1-guitar band, or you think you're going to try to eventually branch out and get a secondary guitarist?
Dude, I really would like to have a secondary guitarist, but it's just a matter of like finding somebody, you know? I mean, like, you know how that struggle is.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, I know a lot of really good guitar players, but I mean, like, most of them are in bands, you know? And like, I don't want to like bug them or anything. Like, hey, you want to do this too, you know? So I'm just like, hey, you know what? Like, I'll probably do it with one guitar for a while. I mean, unless somebody comes to me and like shows interest that they want to do it, you know what I mean? Like, and then I'll be like, yeah, man, come on, you know? Like, but as of right now, I mean, we're probably just gonna fly with just me on guitar, you know? Because right now we're sounding pretty good, like with just the three of us. Like, I thought we sounded really good with Johnny in the band too. Like when we had him just as a 3-piece. Yeah. Because like he was doing so much on the bass, like doing like walks and stuff, and you know, just kind of adding like that extra dynamic. Yeah. Of that guitar being missing, you know. So I've always kind of looked at it like, you know, you can make a 3-piece sound really badass. Like, I mean, look at Motorhead.
Look at Van Halen.
Van Halen, dude. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes, I mean, if you do it right, I mean, all you need is a guitar, a bass, and drums. I mean, look at Rush. Yeah. You know, Rush, amazing, you know?
Oh, man, that was so heartbreaking.
Yeah, oh, dude, yeah. Yep. Yeah, I won't claim to be the biggest Rush fan ever. I mean, I like him, don't get me wrong. Yeah. Like, but I was never like a huge Rush fan, but like, I've always been a fan of Neil Peart. Like, he was an amazing drummer.
He's a freaking drum machine.
Absolutely, dude. Yeah, what was it? Cancer or something that he died of, like brain cancer.
It may have been. Yeah, I wasn't too sure. I stopped reading after that he was dead.
Yeah, yeah. I believe it was. From what I read, I believe it was brain cancer. I think. That's just sad, man. It sucks. Like, that sucks that people got to go out like that. Yeah. You would think that with all the technology that we have in the world nowadays, it's like, you know, we can clone a human being, but we can't cure cancer. It's like, come on, you know, like.
There's lots of crazy things we can do. Yeah. But.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Sorry, I changed that train of thought. No, I was just right when you said Rush. I'm like, oh.
Nah, man, it's all good.
The feels hits again.
Yeah. Nah, dude, it sucked about Rush, man, for sure. Total bummer.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't been playing anything for a while, I don't think, but still.
Yeah, they, from what I remember, like, they came close by here not too long ago, a couple years ago or something. Yeah. Like Louisville, maybe. I don't remember exactly how long ago it was. Like, years and dates are kind of, like, scattered in my brain. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I can't even remember what I had for breakfast a week ago, you know? It's like, I just forget things.
Man, it happens.
Yeah.
Especially if you have like a busy work schedule.
Yeah, it does happen, man. It's you know, it's all part of getting older too, I think, you know.
Talking about, man, we're spry young 20-year-olds.
Yeah. We're still spring chickens.
At least I feel 20.
I really don't, like, honestly, I really don't feel any different than what I always have, you know. Like, I feel pretty much like the same guy. Yeah. You know? Like,
I feel the same. I just have a hotter body.
Yeah, I just got more bags under my eyes. You know, I mean, aside from that, like, I mean, it's, you know, still pretty much the same guy.
Yeah, exactly.
The way I look at it, I mean, as long as I can still go out and perform and kick ass and, you know, throw caution to the wind when I play live, like, I don't care how old I get, I'm still gonna keep playing music. You know.
Oh, for sure, man.
That shit doesn't matter to me. You know. As long as I'm not upstage looking like a piece of shit, you know, like, it's all good.
Yeah, exactly.
Walking up there like, oh, you know.
I'd probably just start a new band if I was like that, and I'd be like a joke band.
Yeah.
Falling apart. I'm like,
yeah. I can't quite play these chords anymore. Yeah. Yeah, man, there's no reason to ever stop doing what you enjoy doing, you know. Like, people kind of give me shit now, like, that I'm older, like, you know, just people, you know what I mean, just people in general, like, will be like, oh yeah, I mean, aren't you getting a little old to still be doing that? Like, who's to say?
Oh man,
you know, like, who gives a fuck how old I am?
The best response I have for anything like that is that, man, you guys have to see the documentary of Anvil. And it's like, if you say you're too old to do stuff, that totally proves that is a BS freaking thing. Yep. Because them guys they rose, fell, and then rose again. And everybody
Absolutely.
on that whole documentary that's their family are shitting on
shit.
them
Yeah,
the whole time.
Yeah, like, when are you guys going to stop doing this? You know, like, and thank God they didn't, you know?
Exactly.
Their dreams came true again, you know? Like,
I know. I got, I think it's Juggernaut of Justice. That album's amazing. And they came out with that. That was like their second album after that documentary.
oh, dude, I still listen to metal all the time. Like,
Yeah.
Their first album. Like,
Yeah.
That's a killer one. Really, they got a lot of really great albums, though. Like, all the stuff they put out, like, in the early to mid 80s. Like, I can't remember what the album's called, but it was actually on a horror movie soundtrack. Sleepaway Camp, I think. Like, one of the Sleepaway Camp 2, I think, was the soundtrack that it was on. But, like, they had a couple of their songs off that album on there. If anybody's looking for it, you know, if anybody's curious what I'm talking about. But I can't really remember what the song's called that they had on there, but it was really, really badass. Everything they did, that was good, I think. I mean, all their albums are pretty solid.
Really good. And I think it's, is it Rob Reiner, the drummer's name?
Yeah. And Lips, he's the singer.
Lips is the singer, yeah. Them guys are great.
Yeah, they were actually just at the Southgate House not too long ago.
Oh, they were?
Yeah. Because I remember emailing the Southgate House, like, dude, put us on the show. They're like, oh, we already got somebody, you know. I was like, yeah, I know, but I got to ask anyway.
I need to pay more attention to shows coming through this area, man, because I need to see Anvil. I need to see Iron Maidens. They're playing in a couple of weeks, and I have yet to see them.
I was going to say, I didn't even think to email you, like, when they were coming to town, like, because I was going to go, but, like, I don't know why I didn't.
You'd think that I would know about it, but I didn't. It's like, shit just is slipping by me. There's things that I'll catch, but, like,
it's hard to keep up
right
with
by me.
It's hard to keep up with everything. I mean, especially, like, on Facebook or whatever. I mean, if you're scrolling through and you're trying to find, like, events and stuff, like, you know, you got to scroll through, like, 90,000 memes before you can get to, like, a...
Yeah, and then, like, I have it to where when shows are happening, I'm supposed to get emails regularly that lets me know, but at the same time, like, I get hit with so much email nowadays that it's hard to, like, find the good stuff and throw away the garbage. It tends to all just kind of get thrown away.
Yep. Gets thrown into the scrap bin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean, man. It's hard to keep up with everything. It really is.
Exactly.
That's a cool venue too, though, Southgate House.
Yeah,
I love going to shows there because I mean it's got the great acoustics, like of it being like an old church and stuff, you know. So
yeah, I saw Electric Six there, and it was awesome. What I also like about that place is because of how it is. It's like it's got the space, but it also is like close enough that it's almost personal.
Yeah.
So like when Electric Six played, when they were done, I pretty much hung out with Electric Six for a good 10 minutes.
That's how it is. Yep. Yeah, no, it's awesome, man. Because, I mean, basically, like, they just walk off the stage and, like, they'll just walk straight over to the bar and get a drink or something, you know? And it's just, like, you're just standing there like, hey, what's up, you know?
Yeah, and they're usually up to chilling and stuff. It was funny because Amber actually caught their set list, so she was getting them all to sign, which is how I was even talking with them to begin with. But it was funny because she had to go to the bathroom right as the lead singer was getting done, Dick Valentine. And he walks up to me and it's like, hey, how's it going? And shaking my hand. He's like, thanks for coming out. And I talked to them a little bit. He walked by, and then Amber comes out. She's like, okay, now I need to get Dick Valentine's autograph. And I'm like, you should have held it because he was right here, but we'll find him. And then I find him and point to him, and she couldn't recognize him because they wear like leisure suits and like sunglasses when they're playing, and they're just dressed normal when they're off stage. Yeah. She couldn't recognize any of them guys. I'm like, Amber, he is right here. And I'm like pointing, and he's like, I'm pointing like this at his head, like, this is Dick Valentine right here. And then she's like, oh, I mean, she's also drunk as fuck at the time too.
You'll have that. That's a hell of a name, Dick Valentine.
Yeah.
That sounds like a fake name I would give somebody, like if you're setting up like an account at FYE or something. You know? Like, what's your name? Dick Valentine. Bill Baraski. Generally, I'll use the name Jack Burton quite a bit.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Like a Kurt Russell character, how can you go wrong with that? You know, like generally if I'm signing up, like, you know, like cards or whatever, like for getting free points and stuff, it's You know, it's usually Jack Burton.
Dude, you should totally go by fucking Pliskin with
dude.
how you are now.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Like you have the whole Snake Plissken, like freaking the long hair with the gruff beard look going. That would be fucking amazing.
What I was thinking is for this 80s show that we're going to do, like I was thinking about going like, it's funny that you mentioned that. I was thinking about going in full Snake Plissken costume.
Dude,
like getting the eye patch and like the camo pants.
You gotta do that. Oh my God, that would be fucking awesome.
Because what I want to do is like, I want to actually encourage people, like they're going to be coming to the show. Like, I don't know when the show date is yet. I haven't talked to Ray about it yet, but like when we actually get this together, like I want to actually try to encourage people to like come as like 80s characters, you know, like costume. That'd be fun, you know?
Yeah, dude, that would be a great fucking intro too. It's like,
because we were talking about playing that as an intro. Yeah, like.
I freaking love that song. I
love both of those movies.
Oh, they're both great. Yeah. A lot of people like to go, but then in freaking LA with the surfing and stuff. I'm like, forget that. It's cheesy fun. Oh, God. Just embrace it. It's like,
dude. It's so awesome because like there's him, Kurt Russell. He's surfing that wave next to Peter Fonda or whatever.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
He comes up next to the Cadillac or whatever, and he like gives him the high five or whatever. Yeah. Like he's like, "I'll see you later, bro." Yeah. You know, like he dives onto the car. I mean, it's cheesy as hell, but it's great.
Exactly, and I think that fits the attitude of it. I mean,
it does, man.
It's totally that, and there's such good moments in that. Like I think the most badass Snake Plissken moment between those two movies is actually in the beginning of Escape from LA when he's talking to him and stuff like that, and he's like, "So do I need any of you guys, you know, anything at all?" He's loading this gun and stuff. It's like for you know, to get rid of or to take the little vaccine to get rid of this virus or anything. And they're like, "No," and then he just fucking locks the gun and goes, "Good," and just goes and just unloads on him.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that's such an awesome movie. I mean, I think the very end of the movie is like what really kind of makes that movie such a badass movie. Because I mean, how cool was that ending? It's like, you know, he's that hologram and he's standing there and they try to like gun him down or whatever. The president's like, kill this motherfucker, you know?
Yeah.
And that the woman or whatever, she's like sitting there at the computer. She's like, he's not even here. He's a hologram. And he's like, she catches on quick, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish they would make a sequel to that, like do like an Escape from Earth.
Yeah, I know. I always hear stuff about that. I would love it. I would watch it day one, just like I'm watching Bill and Ted 3.
Oh, dude, absolutely, man. Like I'd heard the Carpenter wanted to do an Escape from Earth, but like, or actually, no, you know what? Like, The Ghost from Mars was actually supposed to be like a sequel to Escape from LA, I think, because he wanted Kurt Russell originally in that role.
Yeah.
But I guess the studio wanted Ice Cube for some reason, like, so like he didn't actually get to do it, but like. That was like the original story that I read. Is like originally he wanted like Ghosts of Mars to be like Snake Plissken's being transported to like Mars, like a prison on Mars.
Gotcha, yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, from what I understand, like he still has interest in doing it. It's just, you know, a matter of does the studios want to do it, you know? Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
Well, you know, if the studios don't want to do it, I think he could easily, like, because I know that there's
do a GoFundMe or something.
Well, I mean, there's a movie company. It may just be a right situation where they may not be able to do this, but there's a company that they make a lot of really good low budget movies. Like they made is it Split or something? I think it is, where it's a guy with a bunch of personalities in his head and stuff like that. And he's like completely crazy. That movie is awesome. It's an M. Night Shyamalan movie. Yeah. It's actually like it's a sidequel to Unbreakable.
Oh, okay.
And then they meet up for Glass, where it's like you watch both of those movies beforehand, and it's like an introduction to the hero and an introduction to the villain. Then you watch Glass, and it's when they face off.
Gotcha.
And those guys, they're doing the new Spawn movie, and they also did the sequel to Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back recently.
Oh, okay.
And so
I've never seen that yet.
Yeah, and it's a low budget company, but they're working with a lot of like big Hollywood guys and putting out movies that Hollywood just doesn't want to put out.
Yeah. Well, because they're too busy losing money.
Yeah, exactly. So that might be a good route to go.
Yeah.
And I don't see how you couldn't make a lower budget but still like has a big budget feel film.
Dude, I just don't understand like how nobody is like reaching out to like a legend like John Carpenter and saying, hey, like, you know, we're gonna do this movie with you, because I mean, he's got so many iconic like titles like of movies that he's done over the years, like I wouldn't even say cult classics, because I mean, yeah, they're cult classics, but I mean they have huge audiences, so it doesn't really like classify it as a cult classic, I don't think, if it's got a huge audience. But I mean, granted, he's doing like the soundtrack and stuff for the new Halloween movies, which is awesome. But like, I want to see the old John Carpenter do another movie. You know what I mean?
Oh, that would be amazing.
I've wanted to see that for so long. Like,
yeah,
I know he's done some stuff, but I mean, it's kind of been like kind of under the radar a little bit. Like he did The Ward and like the Masters of Horror series. He did some of that stuff, but I don't know, man. I just want to see the vintage Carpenter come back out.
That would be sweet, man. Because like, was it They Live?
Yeah. Oh, dude, excellent.
I love that movie.
Amazing movie.
And like, I know it's probably one of his more mainstream ones, but like Starman, I fucking love that.
Yeah,
movie
I like
too.
that movie too. Like, it's different, but it's good.
Yeah,
it's got a good story. Yeah, and honestly, that's another guy that I'm influenced by musically is John Carpenter. Like, you wouldn't think it, but like just some of the soundtrack stuff that he's done. Like, I mean, the Halloween, the Fog, like Escape from New York, like all that stuff. I mean, it's just really cool music, and like it's been influential for sure.
Oh yeah, the man makes some great music, and that's what I think's. It's surprising too that like the only person that I can think of that kind of was inspired and picked up the mantle in the way that Carpenter tackled cinema is Robert Rodriguez.
Yeah, like he did Planet Terror, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because like he's the same. He's literally became a movie guy because of Escape from New York.
Well, he's a huge Carpenter fan. Yeah, like he's had him on a show and stuff. Yeah.
And so he does tackle cinema the same way. It's like it has that light tongue in cheek that Carpenter has in his movies, and he does all the filming and the soundtrack himself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, I've always liked anything that I've seen out of Robert Rodriguez. He did the Machete movies also, right?
Yes.
yeah, those are good. I thought the first one was better than the second one, but the second one was still pretty good. Like having Charlie Sheen as the president, like that was pretty hilarious.
I haven't seen the second one yet. I've only seen the first one.
Yeah.
I needed to take time to see that because I love Danny Curr.
Oh yeah, no, he's great for sure.
Yeah,
I liked in the first one, like with Steven Seagal was the bad guy.
Yeah,
and like he stabs him in the gut or whatever, and like his guts are falling out of him, and he's like, this ain't shit. He's like trying to act like it's just a flesh wound, you know.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly what he said. It was something like that.
Yeah.
It was funny.
That movie definitely gave some cool points to Seagal because he has a lot of moments where he kind of comes off more as a douche than cool.
Says a lot of dumb shit.
Yeah. But that the fact that he even did that movie shows that he at least has some class, in my opinion. Like it definitely got some points in his favor from me.
Yep, I like all his old movies, like Under Siege and all that. Like, I'm definitely a fan of old Steven Seagal.
He's amazing in Under Siege, but Erica Leniak's boobs steal the picture.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, anytime there's boobs involved, I mean, that's always going to steal the show.
But man, hers are insane in that movie.
Yeah.
It's like, why Seagal shows up? He's like, whoa! It's like, no, dude, don't make her to stop.
No, you know who was hot in the 80s is I can't remember her name. The girl from Weird Science.
Oh, I know
Kelly LeBrock, I think maybe.
That might be it. I know exactly what she looks like though.
Yeah,
because that movie's great.
Dude, I remember watching that as a kid, just being like infatuated with her, like just everything about her. I was just like, oh my god, you know, like, that was like my childhood crush. Just so everybody knows.
Man, I'm trying to...
Kelly, if you see this, I'm single.
I'm trying to think of who my childhood crush is now that you say that. I was probably a sleaze with my childhood crushes where they would change like every movie.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's
there wasn't that one girl that stole it all. Oh,
that's understandable, though.
Who was my crush at the time? I'm trying to think.
I've always been pretty hot on Elvira, too.
Yeah. Elvira. Oh, yeah, she's beautiful.
Still, yeah. Yep.
I would take her and Helen Mirren together right now in a heartbeat.
Dude. Just
no hesitation.
Just sandwich me from both sides.
Exactly.
It's funny how this went from a podcast about music to like hot 80s chicks.
That's how it goes, man. Hey, man. We're going with the flow.
It's all good.
Oh, jeez. The other thing is I'm terrible with names.
Yeah, I am too. I don't even know if I got that girl's name right. I think it's Kelly LeBrock though.
It might be.
That sounds right. I don't know. Maybe somebody will correct me in the comments.
I don't know either.
I don't feel like Googling it, so.
I know I really, really liked. I can't remember her name, but she's in the Charlie Sheen movie The Chase. And she also was Buffy the Vampire Slayer in the movie, not Sarah Michelle Gellar.
The blonde chick.
Yeah. I thought when I was young, I thought she was absolutely beautiful. I think she's also in the Adam Sandler movie. Is it Big Daddy or something where he gets the
she's the girl in the beginning, right?
Yeah. He's like
she dumps him.
Yeah, and becomes a Hooters girl and stuff. Yeah.
You think it goes with the old guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. It might be Christy Swanson, I think might be her name.
That sounds right.
I think that's it.
Yeah, I remember the Buffy the Vampire Slayer movie. That was a fun movie to watch.
I actually really enjoy that movie.
Mm-hmm.
I never watched the TV show.
I didn't either. The movie was cheeseball. That was great. Like it's like one of those like fun like B 90s movies to watch. You know,
I love the entire cast of that movie too because it's got I don't know his real name, but Pee Wee Herman is in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and you got Rutger Hauer is fucking
he was in
Dracula.
He's one of the hunters, right? Or is he Dracula?
He is literally Dracula.
Yeah.
The hunter guy that trains Christy Swanson's Buffy is freaking
isn't it like Luke Perry or something?
Luke Perry's in it. He's her like boyfriend. He's Pike.
Oh
in that movie. David Arquette is Pike's best friend, so he's Luke Perry's friend in that movie. And then Keith, it's Donald Sutherland.
Okay.
Donald Sutherland is Merrick, and he's the guy that trains her in that movie.
That's right. Yeah, he was the hunter.
Yeah. Okay. Great cast.
Yeah.
Great cast in that movie.
Man. Sure.
And I still really enjoy it. It's like, it's cheesy, but I think that's the point.
It is. Yeah. I don't think they were really trying to go for Gone with the Wind or anything.
Yeah, right.
Just a fun watch long movie.
Yeah.
Something you get together with like your buddies and have a few drinks and
exactly
kind of cut up and watch.
It's like my favorite part of that movie is when the Pee Wee Herman guy's character gets stabbed and he's just going ooh oh, and then it's like they all look at him. He's like
You think he's dead, but not quite?
Yeah, and then he falls dead, and then after the credits roll, he gets up again and starts going and falls.
That's awesome. That's one of those movies I'm surprised they haven't remade yet. Because they've made like a shitload of remakes.
You'd think it's on that list.
I guess since they did the TV show, that was kind of, like the modern version of it. But I don't know. I just always kind of thought they would remake the movie.
They probably thought about it and then they decided it'd be better to just take the Terminator and give it female leads instead.
Yeah. Man, I don't know what happened to Terminator. It's like if you want to add people to the story, that's great, but like I don't know, man. They really took a crap on that franchise, I think.
It really felt like it was more of a middle finger to the actual Terminator story than it was like an actual heartfelt continuation of Terminator, which is weird.
Well, because John Connor dies in like 30 seconds, like in the first opening of the movie. Yeah. It's just like, well, you're dead,
Dude,
like
and they were teasing people about Edward Furlong being back. They're like, Edward Furlong's back, and then he gets killed. And it's like, why do you do that to me?
Yeah.
John Connor was the kid I wanted to be best friends with when I was growing up.
Well, like it's just so stupid that like they erasing the entire story. It's like everything was based and like centered around him.
Yeah,
being like the savior of the human race kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
and what I hear from people that are like involved with that movie, and also it's like it's similar to Star Wars. They always want to pull this whole you can't really go anywhere with them. And I'm like, well, then you're a really bad writer. Yeah. The only way that you can continue your story is to take the built character and say, well, we can't really build off that and just kill them so that you can take somebody else and do the same thing all over again because you can build that.
Well, it was like, I can't remember, I was talking to somebody about the new Terminator movie and they were like, oh, you just don't like it because it's because it's adding female characters. I'm like, that has nothing to do with it. Like I said, I mean, if you want to add like more female characters, that's great. But like, you have to make the story make sense.
Exactly.
You know, like Sarah Connor is one of my favorite, like two of my all-time favorite characters of cinema: Sarah Connor and Laurie Strode from the Halloween. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, I'm not a sexist. You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
I just want the story to make sense. Like, I want it to have logic.
Exactly.
That's all I'm saying. I mean, you can't just like add people just to add people. You know?
Yeah, and it feels like. It's weird because it's like when they try to make female leads badasses nowadays, it lacks a charm that kind of existed in the 80s and 90s. That's weird. I don't know. It's like there's some disconnect that happens. It doesn't exist because it's like when you get like Ripley, insanely badass character.
Yeah.
And then you got frickin' Sarah Connor, obviously, is insanely badass. Then you get like frickin' I can't remember what her character's name is, but Gina Davis in the movie Long Kiss Goodnight. Mm-hmm. It's like those characters are badass.
Halloween too, yeah.
Yeah, and in Halloween.
Yep.
Badass characters. They're tough, strong, don't take no shit women.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know what happened with all that, man. It's like they want like more women like stars and characters and stuff and like lead roles in movies, but it's like I don't think they're really doing it like in the right way.
The closest example I can think of that's in the same field is it kills me again because this lady's a great actress and she's a really beautiful lady too, but in frickin' Edge of Tomorrow. Mm-hmm. The female lead in that movie, she captures the same kind of level, in my opinion. She's badass.
Oh, yeah.
And it feels like that's the last... Well, that's probably not true either, because I think Charlize Theron in Undercover Blonde was also pretty badass, too.
I've never seen that one.
It's not as... but there's not as much. It seems more, now all the time, it's more of like their cartoon character badasses.
The vibe that I get from movies nowadays is like it's almost like they're more so trying to lecture the audience rather than like do like a good story, you know, like that's just what I notice. You know, like, hey, we're going to lecture you about you know, how you're men, you know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like that seems to happen a lot, and I don't understand like why they do that. Yeah,
because I guess apparently for chicks to be badass, guys have to be super incompetent retards. Which, if that's the case, then chicks really aren't badasses. They're just not apparently inflicted with Down syndrome like all the guys in the movie.
Like, what was it, like the new... I heard the new James Bond movie, like, they're going to be replacing him with a female 007. I don't know exactly
I heard something like that, but it's like... It seems like from what I'm gathering, from what I saw, and from what people are saying that were involved in the production, is like the story is apparently that like he's retired, and so the new 00 happens to be a woman.
Yeah.
But at the same time, she's also in the trailer that I saw completely down talking him, and he's just taking it. And I don't really foresee James Bond in any movie ever letting somebody say, "Stay in your lane, or I'll shoot you in your limp leg."
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like a lot of cinema nowadays just doesn't make any sense to me. It's goofy.
Yeah.
It's whatever though. I mean, if I think it looks dumb, I'm just not going to watch it. You know, I mean, that's just end of story.
It really for the new James Bond, it looks like it could go either way. It really could. I'm gonna cross my fingers and think that maybe it's just, you know, it could be like with the last Mad Max movie. With also Charlize Theron again, where I
thought they did that really good. The Mad Max.
But a lot of people were pushing when that was coming out because it's like Charlize Theron is going to take the lead and going to do it, and like everybody was pushing this narrative. Like it's a woman's world now, and it's like, wow. I mean, there's a lot of tough chicks in there, but they like earned their badassery in that movie, and
I thought they did that well because like I mean they introduced them in a way, and they didn't make it to where like she's just like, you know, putting her high heel on what's his name, the guy that played
Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy,
playing Mad Max.
Like they didn't just make it to where she's just like stomping him. You know what I'm saying? Like they were both badass characters. So, I mean, it worked. You know what I mean? Like it's good. That's the way you're supposed to do it. You know?
Yeah. And it makes sense since, you know, there were actually badass female characters in previous Mad Max movies.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, you're not supposed to introduce female characters and just like take like the male characters that are already established and just, you know, kind of push them down and make them look like crap. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand like why movies keep doing that.
Yeah.
Like you can have like, I'm all about equality all day long. You can have them both be equally badass. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you can still make it work. Like Mad Max is a good example of that.
Yeah,
I think
exactly. It's like, I think the one of the best examples of it is there was this movie trailer that I watched. And the movie itself might actually be great, but the trailer really, like, pushed me the wrong way because I'm watching it, and it's, like, some chick that's, like, with her boyfriend or whatever, and she's on, like, some vacation, and then his friends show up, and then something goes wrong, and they end up, like, attempting to kill her, and they, like, knock her off a mountain, and she gets, like, impaled on a spike or something.
Yeah, that was,
and
yeah, that's called Revenge, I think.
Yeah, okay.
Something like that.
Because
yeah,
I saw the trailer and I'm like, okay, this is looking kind of cool. And then it shows her getting off there and like getting all set up. I'm like, oh yeah, she's going to fuck them up. Oh, this is going to be cool. And then all of a sudden it just flashes. Say goodbye, man. It's a woman's world now. We're putting men in their place. And I'm just like, and you lost me.
Yeah. Yeah, I never seen that trailer. That's funny though.
Because I was like, it was really amping me up. I'm like, this is cool. I can dig this. Yeah. They fucking knock her off. They're trying to kill her and she's gonna fuck them up. Yeah. And then it starts it's like, no, these three men aren't just the assholes. It's all men. And she's gonna kill them all.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I'm not really on board with the whole, like pushing agendas, like, in movies and music and everything else like that. It's like, it's supposed to be entertainment for a reason, you know?
Yeah.
Like I want, like, when I watch a movie, like, I don't want to be lectured about anything. Like, I want to sit back. I want to enjoy, like, the fictional story, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want politics or any of that in it, you know? Like, that's just me, though.
Yeah.
Some people feel differently about it, but...
Well, I mean, it also depends on the movie, because I know I saw a commercial for, like, a movie where, like, a bunch that was totally 100% politic driven, but because of that, it gives it, like, this level of cheese that just makes me want to see it.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, I think there's actually 2 movies that are doing this that I totally need to see, where it's pretty much, like, all about all the, like, redneck Republicans getting hunted down and executed by the Democrats.
What was it? That was... Fuck, what was that movie called? That was done by the same people that did the new Halloween movie. I can't remember what the company's called, but I know exactly what movie you're talking about. Like, and the director, like, he actually commented on that, like, or the company that was putting it out commented on that. Because I guess, like, there was, like, some uproar about, I guess, like, the shootings or whatever that had happened. Like, you know, they were kind of like, oh, well, you know, we had to pull the movie because it actually didn't get released in theaters because people were, like, kind of offended by it, you know what I mean? So, but the director was basically like, you know, like, because he was talking about, like, you know, I wanted to make fun of both sides. Yeah. And I want to make fun of, like, Democrats and Republicans and just, like,
oh, dude,
how they're goofy, you know what I mean? And, like that'd been great, you know? Like, I'm all about that.
Yeah. So, yeah, I need to see that movie because I remember I saw a trailer. I think there actually is a second movie that has a similar premise. It may not be the exact same.
Yeah,
I saw 2 movies that were very similar, but...
Blumhouse is who I was trying to think of. Yeah.
But I definitely need to see that one because I was like... It's like... It just seems like everything that I want in a really cheesy movie.
Yeah, I don't understand, like, why movies can't get made now without people being offended. It's like, you know, it's fiction, guys. Come on, you know, like... Yeah. Like, the way I look at it, like, a movie should be, like, something that's, you know, kind of separate from everything else. It's like, you know, you go into it knowing that it's not real, you know?
Yeah.
So you should have, like, an open canvas to pretty much do whatever you want, I think. Yeah. That's just my opinion, though.
That actually reminds me of the whole, like, fiasco where, like, everybody's trying to slam on the new Rambo movie.
Calling her racist and stuff. That's so stupid.
Yeah, and they're like, yeah, all Mexicans are bad now just because. It's like, it wouldn't be a movie if she didn't go to Mexico and some cartel of evil fucks, like, torture her.
Well, you know what's funny about that is, like, people act like those people that are complaining about that, they act like
it don't exist.
They act like it don't exist. But, like, you read news stories every single day about the cartel murdering people. And it's like, it's obviously real, guys. You know, like, it's not something Stallone just made up because he's a racist. Yeah, man. You know, like... And I just don't understand, like, the concept of even calling it racist because it's like, you know, the entire cast was Mexican except for Stallone, you know what I'm saying? Like, or of Spanish descent or something, you know? Like, I don't know, man. People are just, I'll look at it like this: they're looking for reasons to be offended. You know, a lot of people.
Yeah.
If something doesn't line up with exactly the way they think, they're looking for a reason to be upset. So they can get online and be keyboard cowboys, like write the little articles, and you know, I think it's stupid.
Living their lives, trying to find the next big "this offended me."
Yep. Problematic. Yeah. They can have all that.
Crazy.
They can have all that.
And it's funny too,
because anything to do with it.
It seems like that's like a common theme now, where it's like going into Mexico.
Yeah.
Because like literally the Terminator movie, that was like the same thing.
Yep. Yeah, they went into Mexico, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
I already kind of forgot what happened in that movie because I just kind of tried to block it out of my mind.
I know. It's
because it was so poorly written.
Exactly.
Like the dialogue and everything, man. It was just like it's weak.
You can it's like when things are poorly written and dumb, it's like you can let it slide depending on like the type of movie and stuff like that. But like Terminator series isn't a series that should have comic book style fights, and it shouldn't be like self-parody.
Well, like in Terminator 2 was like so intense. Like you remember some of the scenes like where like Sarah Connor, she's still in like the asylum or whatever, and like the security guard comes in and like molests her or whatever, like licks her face.
Yeah.
And then she gets loose later and takes like that broken broomstick and just like smashes it right in the side of the face.
Destroys it.
It's like that's the kind of action I want to see in a Terminator movie.
Exactly.
You know, like not like I don't want to see this Iron Man shit like in Terminator, you know?
Yeah.
Like don't get me wrong, like that style is great for Marvel movies and for Iron Man, but like you said, it's not like that's not really like what you go in to watch Terminator for.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, it's like, you know, a lot of people I also heard saying that the new Terminator, they like it better than Terminator 3. And I actually went back and watched all the Terminators after watching it just to make sure how my memory went. And it's like 3 is definitely the weaker of those 3, but I honestly think it's a better movie than Dark Fate is.
It was. Yeah.
The only thing that hurts it for me is that it does go into that self-parody and even superhero cartoonish thing that the others do, but it still has a better plot and it has a really cool ending.
Yeah, I agree. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's like it was well written, I think.
Yeah.
Like in that regard anyway.
Yeah. The problems that I have with it is like what Dark Fate is just littered with, which is like when like the fights happen between the Terminators in it.
Yeah.
It feels like there's no sense of gravity, just like it's a superhero film. So they're just grabbing each other and flinging each other around and stuff like that. And there's no real weight to it. But if you go to Terminator 2 and you watch the T-1000 versus the freaking...
That's more of a realistic fight, even though they're the machine and liquid.
Exactly. There's still weight to them when they are fighting. Even when they're using CG, it doesn't feel like it's just a weightless thing.
Well, you know, my opinion on that, like I think like the reason why you see more of that now in like every movie is it's like the easy route. You know? It's the easy route to have like fight scenes like that, to just do CGI instead of actually having the actors actually fight the scenes out, you know. Because it's more work, you know. Maybe it may or may not cost more. I don't know. Like I don't really know like what the logistics of that is, but
the reason that like CG tends to cost less than like properly choreographing stuff is because they actually shit on CG studios. Like what they'll do is they have CG studios bid on the movie and stuff like that, and when they bid on the price, like the studio will just fucking do a shit ton of reshoots and all this other crap that ends up making it cost more for that company. But because they're small time compared to big Hollywood companies, they use that pressure on them and say, well, we're just going to go to another guy unless you do all this new stuff for the same price as what you said to do the other stuff. And that's what they do. And they do that all the time. Like the Black Panther movie, they squeezed the heck out of the CG company that did that movie.
Really?
The whole entire final fight, I think they did that in like 1 or 2 weeks, that whole finale.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, I don't know, man. The CG stuff, like I think it's good for some things. Like obviously superhero movies it's great for. Unless you're doing a Batman movie, I think like you don't really need a lot of CG for that. Like, and I think Chris Nolan's Batman movies are proof of that. Yeah. Because I mean, granted, there's CG in the movies, you know, like there's plenty of it in there, but like a lot of it's just like live action stuff, you know, like when he's actually flying like the bat helicopter or plane or whatever they call it, like when he's flying that like through the city. I mean, that's like actually like a real like a real like flying aircraft, you know, like it's not just CGI.
Yeah. Or like when he flipped the truck, which is now the really popular trope in like action movies is to flip a giant truck. Now it's all CG flip trucks, but when he did it in The Dark Knight, he really flipped a truck.
I would say, like, since we're on the topic, I think like The Dark Knight, like if I had to like give a movie a 10 out of 10, like I would say that's a 10 out of 10 of a movie.
Dark Knight is freaking amazing. I actually love all three of those movies.
I do too.
About equally.
Yeah, I do too. They're all good.
It's like
they're all good in their own way. Like they're all different, you know. Like they're all kind of different. Like they all got different looks to them too. If you notice that, like the lighting's different in each movie, you know. Yeah.
But it's like, it's definitely, for me, I do have a tough time with determining like the best villain with Dark Knight and Rises.
Yeah, because Bane's badass.
Bane, they're both of them, those are two movies where like I had oh shit moments, where I literally like said oh shit loudly in the theater when it happened. It's like in Dark Knight, it was when frickin' the Joker blows up the hospital and it's like the ditches for a little bit and then it goes over like that scene was just so amazing. It gave me like an oh shit moment and it's like was so well acted. And then you got Tom Hardy's Bane, the whole scene where he beats the dog shit out of Batman, like that whole performance that's given the whole time was fucking
like
amazing.
It was great because he's like shit talking the whole time he's doing
it.
He's like, what's he say? He's like, patience has cost you your strength.
Yeah. And he was like, it was Victor that defeated you.
That's right.
Beats the shit out of him.
Yeah, no, I love Bane's like that. You know what? Like speaking of dialogue, that's like the great thing about these movies. I think like it's not necessarily the action in it, like which granted the action's amazing, but like I think what carries those three movies is the dialogue, like the stuff that they say. You know what I mean? Like I think that carries the movie more than anything else. Because I think if you don't have a good dialogue that makes like people think, like if it's not thought provoking, like then your movie's not really great. I don't think. And that's what's great about those three Batman movies is like there's so much like thought provoking like stuff that makes you think like when you watch it, you know? Yeah. Like at the end of The Dark Knight when you know when he's talking about like taking the blame. Oh, my bad. Knocked over the light.
The light, that's okay.
But yeah, like when he's talking about the what was I gonna say, like taking the blame for Harvey Dent's murders. Yeah. You know, and letting the public think that it was like him that did it. Like I think like that ending went over a lot of people's heads because like I remember when it came out, like I talked to people and they were just like, I don't get it. Like, and I'm like, well, like it makes all the sense in the world because he's being the martyr. You know what I mean? Like he's taking the blame for it. You know, so that way like Harvey Dent can be the. I guess be the hero, you know. Like
they didn't get that the whole theme of that movie was symbols.
So symbolic. Yep, it was symbolic. Exactly. Yeah, there's not really a lot of directors that direct like that either. Like Chris Nolan, you know, like he's probably really the only one like in Hollywood, like as far as like a big director that can actually tell like good stories like that anymore. Well,
I know. Quentin Tarantino is ridiculously good.
Oh, he's he's damn good. I liked the Hateful Eight. I thought that was really good.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. I actually just watched his new one, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Really good.
It is so good. I only have one beef with that movie, and that is that apparently Quentin Tarantino hated Bruce Lee because he does nothing but make Bruce Lee look bad in every scene that he put Bruce Lee in.
Damn.
It's like he...
Wonder why.
I have no idea. I mean, it's like... the first time that they do it, it's kind of to do a setup to show how badass Brad Pitt's character in the movie is, because he's like
he's the stunt
a tough guy stunt man. Yeah. And it's like, and I can understand, but it's like it's executed in a way that just would not happen, because it's like a contest that they go into shortly after Bruce Lee talks about how he isn't big on competition fights. Yeah, and then he proposes to do one immediately after the dialogue. Yeah. And it's like, this will just be a light contact sport event. And I was like, Bruce Lee would never agree to that.
That's funny.
And then there's a bunch of little snippets after that scene. That's like the only big Bruce Lee scene, but like all the characters have moments where they were like trained by Bruce Lee, and it would show little montages of their training, and every time it's him training him and then just like slapping him in the face like he doesn't even know how to fight.
Gotcha.
And but It's like the movie is like an alternate reality type movie.
Yeah.
Because it's like it does the same thing that Inglourious Bastards does, where like it's based on like real events, but it totally doesn't use them to dictate how the story goes.
Right. Yeah, those movies are pretty fun because like when you can take something that's actually like based on real events, but you can make it more like over the top, and do like your own thing with it. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, and so him doing that fits with the theme of what they're doing with the movie, but it's still it's tough.
Glorious Bastards, that was the one with like the like set in like the World War II days, right?
Yeah, World War II. Yeah. With Brad Pitt again hunting some Nazis.
Hunting the Nazis. Yeah. I think I seen that one. I don't remember though. I think I watched part of it. I didn't watch all of it. I need to sit down and watch all of it.
Yeah. Inglourious Bastards was actually how I fell in love with Michael Fassbender as an actor.
Oh, yeah?
Because he's like the British movie critic in that movie.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, he's like the guy that's supposed to help them with their plan, and it all goes like wrong because it all backfires from like start when he's there.
Gotcha.
But like the bar scene with him, that I don't even know if you made it to that part or not, if you only watched a little bit of it, but it's like they're in a bar and like there's a bunch of Nazi officers at one table.
Yeah.
Or I'm sorry, they're enlistees and they're pretending to be officers in the Nazi party, and then there's another officer that's nearby that overhears them and ends up joining them, and then it's like them trying to convince him that they're actually legit Nazis because Michael Fassbender's character doesn't have a 100% authentic accent.
Gotcha.
Even though the guy that's playing him, that's actually his accent as a German speaker, but because it's a little off, that's why Quentin Tarantino wanted him for the role.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that's that's definitely going and like looking at the fine details.
Exactly.
Like that's something that I think more directors need to do.
Yeah.
Or anybody that's doing like any kind of storytelling.
Yeah.
Because I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, you know, whether you're doing a movie or writing a song or an album or whatever, it's like, you know, if it doesn't like flow and if it doesn't carry and you can't like here's the thing, like if I look at like an album that I write or like songs that I write, like generally like I'll sit down and I'll read like the lyrics like from start to finish, and I'll see if it all makes sense. Like I'll see if it flows well, and I'll try to pick out like little fine details of the song to where like if I can just change like one word here or there and make it like flow better or make more sense, yeah, you know. But I think that's how you really create good art. I think every little detail, you know.
Exactly.
You know, it's a lot of people are just kind of lazy about that nowadays. Unfortunately,
it's real easy to be.
Yeah.
That actually reminds me of like, for the most lazy that I think I can come up with is Billie Eilish.
Yeah.
The
I've never even heard any of her music. I know who she is though.
Yeah. She's apparently this big prodigy and stuff like that. Now, she might be good lyricist. I don't really focus too hard on what she says but she's literally not a singer of sorts. She's more of I talk in a fried voice kind of person. And every once in a while I kind of add some notes.
Yeah, because that's exciting.
Yeah. But the lazy part is literally the music she sings on top of.
Really?
It's literally the most bare bones, simplistic beat you could ever think of.
Well, and that kind of goes back to what I was talking about earlier about like the stuff that gets the most views on like YouTube and stuff being like not really worthy of getting the views, you know?
Yeah.
Like if I always kind of wondered like if I stopped doing like rock and metal and like trying to write stuff that's like intricate and, you know, technical, like if I started doing stuff that's more like simplistic beats with like just like rhyming words over top of it with like some kind of goofy theme, like I wonder if I could start getting millions of views, you know? I'm sure I probably could, you know? It's just a matter of you know, like just kind of flushing your integrity down the toilet.
Yeah.
Just kind of going for it, but I don't really want to do that. So it's like Steve Harris from Iron Maiden had a quote one time where he said, you know, I'd rather because he was talking about like in the early days, like when Iron Maiden was still like playing bars and stuff. Like the first record label that approached them, I don't remember which label it was, but it was like a big name label at the time. They basically approached him and said, "Hey, you know, we're going to sign you to this big money deal, but like the only catch is you're going to have to cut your hair. Like you guys are going to have to get haircuts." And then Steve Harris was like, basically just told him, "Nah, I'm not doing that." You know?
Yeah.
He's like, "We'll find somebody else." And like his quote that I was kind of getting to was he was talking about like, you know, basically I would rather be sweeping the street than doing like something that I don't want to do, like playing music that I don't want to play.
Yeah.
And I feel the same way. Like I'd rather just keep working a job and playing music when I have time to do it rather than like playing something that I don't want to play. Because I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, you know, if you know you're capable of so much more, like why would you not be doing that? That's just my outlook. If you know what you're capable of, if you know your worth, like don't get rid of it, you know?
Yeah.
Go full force into it, you know? Elbow deep. That's just my take though, you know? Some people might see things differently, you know, but this is just us talking on a podcast, you know, just my honest opinion. So. Yeah,
and that's what this is for.
Yeah.
It's all about unfiltered, honest opinions.
Yep. Good way for you guys to get to know us.
Exactly.
Out there in internet land.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, through the TV scope, brother. Is that what Macho Man used to say?
Probably. Sounds about right.
Space is the place, brother.
Ooh yeah. Oh man. You know, that actually reminds me of another thing where it's like, I'm not the biggest DJ fan out there at all, but there's one guy, DJ Cumberbun.
Yep.
That guy is amazing. He actually does what I would consider art with his DJing, because he does a lot of blending multiple songs together to make a song.
I think that's pretty cool when people do that, like on the internet and stuff. Like they'll do like mashups and stuff. I think that's neat.
But he's like the god of mashups. It is unfair how good he is at mashups.
I'll have to check that out.
The best part, though, is why he always finds some way to work Randy Savage into the song.
Well, I gotta check it out.
There's always, like, one of his first ones was he, like, I think he mixed, like, Thomas the Train Engine's theme song with the freaking Macho Man rap.
Oh, man. That's great. Macho Man's rap album was hilarious. Calling out Hulk Hogan and stuff. Yeah, that was good stuff, man.
But yeah, definitely should give his stuff a try. I definitely would promote the hell out of him. Friggin' DJ Cumberbun is the man when it comes to mashups. I'm not a big sampler guy, but when you do stuff like that, it truly is like, that takes skill and talent.
Well, when something's good, it's good. You know?
But like, I hate it when people do stuff where it's like their mashup is they rap and then they take the chorus from a really popular rock song and make that the chorus. So it's like, here's a bunch of rapping and then we can't really do anything catchy ourselves. So here's that part from that song that you remember that's super catchy as hell on our track. I hate that.
Yeah, because I mean that just kind of comes across as lazy. You know, so.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I see what you mean for sure, dude. Yep. Yeah. No, like you said though, I mean, when something's good, it's good though. You know, like it doesn't matter if you're normally a fan of it or not. Like I can acknowledge when things are good. You know, like even if it's style of music that I don't like or whatever. I mean, if it's you can listen to something and tell like when somebody's talented. You know.
Yeah.
Like I'm not really the biggest. I'm not really the biggest like pop country fan. Like, I mean, I'm wearing a country shirt, Johnny Cash, but like he's old school country. But like I'm talking like some of the newer country stuff. Like I'm not really the biggest fan of it necessarily, but like I can listen to some of the artists and stuff and think like, hey, you know what? This is actually a catchy song. Like this is actually like good. If I was into this, you know, I would like this. You know, so I mean, credit is give it where it's due. You know, so
exactly.
Yep.
All right. Well, I guess we could probably make this a wrap, man.
Probably wrap it up.
We've done this for about 2 hours. Yeah.
Pretty good combo, man.
Exactly.
It's fun. It went in all sorts of different directions and
that's how twists I like to
and turns. Yeah, man. Yeah, dude. That's the way you do it. You know, like keep people off their guard.
Exactly, man. So I'm Kurt from Nexus Lives.
I'm Danni Curr from Shocker.
Yeah, man. Thanks for tuning into the podcast. You know, don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the bell, and definitely check out Shocker. I'll put links in the description.
Oh, yeah. You can check out Shocker Electric Horseman. Like, that's our full album. And we also have Howls of the Harvest that this fine gentleman right here played bass in the video for us on. So just look that up.
All right. Later.
Adios.